Hooked On Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first. Hi, Chris Bungard, helping you plan your weekends fishing. Well, a little bit of moisture around over the last few days. It's supposed to continue through till about Saturday. So a little bit of rain around there for the farming fraternity, get that garden and lawns growing a wee bit. It won't affect the rivers and streams around the place as far as the trout fishing goes. There's not going to be enough of it, and what there is going to soak in pretty quickly. So unless you're along the base of the Kaimais where there might be a little bit of catchment area, I don't think so though. The river fishing should continue to be very good, and I say very good because it has been over the last week or so. Some young guys are still coming in, or older guys as well, guys with a bit of silver hair on the head like I've got, are going out and catching some very nice fish at the moment. Young Paul Collins from Matamata Automotive, boy, he's been getting some absolute beauties. He's got a little new rubber bait that we're selling in the shop here that he's been using and more or less trialling it for us, and he's just absolutely wrapped with the results he's getting. They got a beauty the other day, about £7, and just in our local streams, you know, up McLaren's Falls, the Rapa Rapa, the Waiumu, the Waihau, the Waimakariri, the lakes and that around the place here. We're just blessed with some excellent trout fishing. So if you get a chance over the weekend, get out and have a go. If you're calling into the shop, come and have a chat, and I'll give you a few tips on where these guys are getting these nice fish, because it's a great opportunity to take the kids out or the grandkids and really enjoy yourself. In the Rotorua region now, it's been going very well down there. Glenn Skinner's a local guide. Now Pete and Wendy Davison, local people from Matamata here. You might know Pete, he's a local vet, and Wendy's a teacher at the college. Now, they went out, took my advice and went out with Glenn Skinner, who's a guide in Rotorua. They went down to Lake Rotowedi and they got themselves some absolute beauties. They were jigging. I think Wendy got the best one, about £7.5, something like that. Absolutely beautiful fish. Pete lost another good one that they reckon was up around that £10 mark. So what I'm saying is Lake Rotowedi is really fishing well at the moment, but it's about knowing exactly, get your techniques right. It's all about, you know, a lot of people who do a lot of trout fishing, the technique is everything. So if you get a chance, head down to the lakes in Rotorua. They are fishing well. For a simple catch, the trolling on Lake Rotorua itself is probably the best bet. Tararewa's going okay. Further south into Taupo, talking to my man down there, Ken Duncan, he tells me the lake itself, early morning harling, and that's really performing well at the moment. It's a little bit later, of course, so you get an extra hour's sleep in with the daylight saving now come back to normal time. But there's some nice fish being caught around the edges of the lake there, particularly, as I said, in that change of light in the morning. The river mouths themselves are holding a few fish at the moment. There's a little bit of moon at the moment, but nothing too much to worry about, so that's a good spot to try as well. They've had a bit more rain down in Taupo than we've had around here, so the rivers have come up a little bit, but they're still fishing very well and holding some nice fish at the moment. On the sea fishing scene, the west coast, as soon as you can get out there, they're talking late Saturday now, variable of 10 knots for most areas. So hopefully the coast will calm down enough to get out. It's not too bad at the moment. There's a northwesterly forecasted for tomorrow for about 25 knots, and that's going to drop out pretty quick on Saturday, as I said. So they've been catching lovely snap out there in about that 60-metre mark. In close as well, but Dwayne Pinney tells me the most productive depth at the moment, 60-metre mark, south of Kawhia, around off our Albatross Point and down off the Taurawa Buoy there as well. Southwest Reef, out from or south of Gannett Rock, that's been fishing quite well as well. It's just starting to come on, but you don't need to go that far, Dwayne tells me. Also, they've been getting some good ones in around about that 25 to 30 metres, so if you're going out in a fizz boat, try that depth first. In the Coromandel region, it's getting better and better on a weekly basis up there. Most guys are heading up there now, are getting their limit or a good feed within a couple of hours. Waikawau Bay to Tikuma. The tides on the weekend are quite good. On Saturday, you got high tide around about midday, so you can get there fairly early in the morning, fish the low tide if you like. Incoming tide up to midday, you should have your bag by then, but if you want to do an evening stray line, and in the evening, low tide's at 6 o'clock, so you'll fish that change of tide just on the change of light. It should be a beauty because you'll get the first hour's lift as the darkness is coming in, and that should be a good recipe for catching some nice snapper up there in that Coromandel region. Same too over the Mercury Bay region, talking to John Elwood there. The edges of the foul along the southern end of Great Mercury around Koropuki, he's been getting some nice ones there, and in between Koropuki and Stanley and that bit of foul running through there, he's been getting some good fish there. Over in the Bay of Plenty, quite a few guys on the weekend, Matamata Fishing Club had their big competition, and they fished off the knoll at Motiti. Quite shallow there, 8 or 9 metres of water. get a good burley trail going. As I said, Friday's looking a wee bit scruffy. They're talking 25 knot norwesterly. That's going to turn around to the south, and then by Saturday afternoon drop down in the Bay of Plenty to about 10 knot variables, which should be very nice. Won't be much of a swell out there or anything. I get out there, fish that burley, get that burley going around about 5 o'clock. You got the low tide at 6, a change of tide coming into the change of light. Should be a good one. Be all right around Mare Island as well. If you're going out there, have a troll as well, talking to some boys. In fact, Phil Stevens, local horse guru around the district here, loves his fishing as well. A lot of skippies between the Mount and Motiti at the moment, so if you want to fill the bait freezer up, get out and have a go at those. Now, if you like a new reel, of course, Kilwell, our illustrious sponsors from Rotorua, they've come to the party once again with that fabulous bait runner reel of theirs. You can get in the draw with that. 0508 647462 is the number. 0508 647462. There's been Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Hooked on Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first.